Hey everyone, today we're jumping into what is, without a doubt, one of the most critical parts of your job as a direct support professional, medication management. And look, this isn't just about passing out pills, not at all. It's really about being a guardian of someone's health and safety. Getting this right is how you build trust and make sure the people you support are truly well.
So let's start with a big question, maybe the big question. You have a lot of important responsibilities, for sure, but assisting with medication? That's where precision is everything. It's a part of the job that absolutely demands your full focus, your sharpest observation skills, and a whole lot of compassion, because someone's well-being is literally in your hands. Okay, so let's get into it. Before we can even talk about all the nuances of care, we have to get the basics down cold. These are the rules. They're non-negotiable, and they are the absolute foundation for keeping everyone safe.
And let's be super clear about this. These aren't just good ideas or best practices. These are legal requirements from community care licensing. They were created for one reason and one reason only, to keep residents safe. There's no gray area here. You have to follow them, period.
So just look at how detailed this is. Every little thing is planned out for safety. All the meds are stored together in a locked cabinet to keep them secure. Anything that comes into the house gets logged right away. Meds that need to stay cold, they get their own separate locked box in the fridge with a monitored temperature so they stay effective. And hey, even if a resident manages their own meds, safety is still number one. That medication has to be locked up in their room.
So storing meds correctly is half the battle. But what about the stuff that's not needed anymore? You know, expired meds, something a doctor discontinued, or pills left behind by someone who moved out. Just letting that stuff hang around is a recipe for a serious mistake.
And that's why there is a very strict three-step protocol you have to follow. First, you identify what needs to go. Simple enough. Second, and this is a big one, 2 staff members have to handle the disposal together. That 2-person rule is a crucial safety check. And third, you document everything. Twice. Once on the MAR and again on the destruction log. That paper trail ensures everyone is accountable.
Okay, so we've got the rules and the protocols down. But we all know real life isn't a checklist, right? Caregiving is all about human interaction, and humans can be unpredictable. So what do you do when things don't go perfectly by the book?
Well, that brings us to PRN medications. You're going to see that acronym, PRN, all the time. It's from a Latin phrase, pro re nata, that basically just means as needed. These meds aren't on a regular schedule, which means they require your good judgment and, as you're about to see, some really thorough documentation.
Now listen up, because this is important. Before you even think about assisting with a PRN medication, all 4 of these things have to be in place. It must be ordered by a doctor. The label has to say exactly what symptom it's for, what the right dose is, and how many hours you have to wait between doses. And then, after, you have to write down the whole story, why you gave it, what happened after you gave it, and the exact time you did it.
Okay, let's talk about something that can feel tricky but is so important to handle the right way. Every single person has the right to say no to their medication. As a DSP, your job is never to force them. It's to lead with compassion, figure out what's going on, and then follow the proper procedure.
Your very first response always should just be to ask why. Try to understand where they're coming from. Then, put on your detective hat and see if you can solve the problem. And I need to be absolutely crystal clear on this. Trying to trick someone by crushing or hiding medication in their food is forbidden. It is unethical, it is dangerous, and you just don't do it.
A lot of times, the reason someone says no is something you can totally help with. If something tastes awful, maybe some ice chips beforehand can numb their taste buds. If a pill makes them sleepy, maybe you can ask the doctor if it's okay to give it at bedtime instead. Sometimes it's as simple as gently reminding them why they're taking it. You are their advocate in these moments.
But no matter what the reason is, if a resident refuses their medication, you have 2 jobs you must do immediately. First, you document it on the medication record, and second, you contact the doctor who prescribed it, right away. This isn't just a behavioral thing. It could be the first sign of a new side effect, and the doctor needs to know. And that leads right into what is probably your most constant responsibility, being the eyes and ears for the entire medical team. Getting the medication part right is step 1, but watching what happens next, that's a huge ongoing part of your job.
So what exactly is a medication error? You might think it's just about giving the wrong pill, but the definition is actually way broader. It's the wrong person, the wrong time, the wrong dose, or even a missed dose. Anytime it doesn't happen exactly as prescribed, it's considered an error, and every single error is a big deal.
Now, this is crucial. Your role is not to diagnose. Let me say that again. You don't diagnose. You observe and you report. Your job is to know what's normal for each person. That's their baseline. Then you watch for any little change, a new rash, sudden confusion, a change in how they walk. These are all vital clues that you need to pass along to the doctor. Your observation might be the key piece of the puzzle.
And if you need to understand just how high the stakes are, look at something called tardive dyskinesia. It's a really severe side effect from some medications that causes movements they can't control, like grimacing or blinking fast. And here's the scary part. If it isn't caught early, it can become permanent. That's why you being vigilant every single day is so incredibly important. You could be the one who spots those first signs.
So, you followed the rules. You've been watching closely, but, stuff happens. An error can be made, or a resident might have a totally unexpected reaction. Knowing exactly what to do in that moment can turn a crisis into a situation that's under control.
This is your game plan. This isn't about panic. It's about knowing the steps so well that you can act with confidence. Knowing this plan empowers you to handle these really intense situations calmly and, most importantly, correctly.
Okay, if an error happens, the steps are crystal clear, and you have to move fast. Number 1, you act. You report it to the doctor, and you do exactly what they tell you to do. Number 2, you document everything. I mean everything. What happened, who you called, what they said. And number 3, you file a formal special incident report. That goes to both community care licensing and the regional center. It's mandatory.
Now we have to talk about the most serious kind of reaction possible, the absolute worst-case scenario. It's a rapid, life-threatening allergic reaction called anaphylaxis, and it is a true medical emergency.
The signs of this are pretty hard to miss, and they mean you have to act now. We're talking about someone wheezing or struggling to breathe, swelling around their mouth or face, or a sudden widespread rash or hives. These are flashing red lights. If you see any of those signs, there is only one correct action. 1. You don't call the doctor. You don't wait for your supervisor. You pick up the phone and you call 911. Instantly. Every single second counts.
So as we wrap this up, just remember this. Your role in medication management is so much more than just a task on a checklist. It is a massive responsibility. Your careful observation, your accurate documentation, and your calm, correct action, those are the things that protect the health and, yeah, sometimes even the lives of the people you support.